I have muted all the microphones, but you can activate your microphones as soon as you like. You can activate the video if you like. Also, if your internet connection is stable. We're still waiting for some people in Germany because they did not have the proper link, it seems. Yeah, okay. But I think we're going to start right now for the people who have the pleasure to be here and to be right on time. So we have today we have people from South Africa, from Finland, from Bulgaria, from Singapore, from Germany. And we also have Antoine, my colleague,
hi everyone,
who works with me. Aurore is not there today; she's on holiday. So we're going to start right now. And if you do have a question, you're free to ask. You can unmute your mic and ask your question, or there's a chat possibility if you prefer to write. Hello, Frank. It's nice to see you. I hope you have the proper link now. So let's start. I'm going to share my screen. And I think you all can see my screen now. And see our presentation. So we're going to start today by speak today with the Pixie Track, which is our new solution for real-time tracking for refrigerated vehicles. That is a solution we've been asked for since a couple of years by some of you, because you have customers that would like to record temperature during the transport of goods, and they want to find an easy solution for that. Of course, they want to check conformity of their refrigerated vehicles. They want to react in real time in case of incorrect temperature. They want to know where the vehicles are. Some of them think that what they have today is a bit complex in terms of checks. I mean, most vehicles have the data loggers integrated into the vehicles, but it's not always very easy for them. And they have customers who would like to see the condition of transport, or they people who would like to get proof of good temperature during at the time of delivery. And of course, they all want to save time and not to spend too much time in doing those controls. So our solution, Pixie Track, is a ready-to-use solution that measures the temperature on board vehicles and will warn in case of a break in the cold chain. So we have put into the box one GPS beacon, one GPS tracker, one Bluetooth temperature sensor, one GSM package with 5 years data, and access to ThermoTrack WebServe, our temperature monitoring platform. So when we go into details, we've got the GPS tracker. You can see that on the video, very small. It connects directly to the OBD socket. So for those who do not know, it's the socket for onboard diagnostics. All vehicles since 2000s, more or less, have this vehicle, this feature. So it's going to power the GPS tracker. So that GPS tracker is works with all navigation systems, GPS, Galileo, the Chinese ones, and I don't know, there's others, but I don't remember the names. And it connects to, it has a Bluetooth low energy wireless connection, so that we can connect with Pixie Truck's sensors. So here is the Pixie Truck sensor. You can see that on the cam. If I compare with a thermal button, it's a bit bigger, but not that much. It's 57 millimeters high. It's 20 millimeters high, and it's completely waterproof. Very rugged. So it comes with a bracket, so you can either stick that, or you can screw down in the vehicles, and you can easily put and remove the Bluetooth sensor. It has a range of -40 to +85, so goes for any kind of refrigerated vehicles. Has an accuracy of ±0.5 degrees C. It has a battery which is given for 5 years. After 5 years, you need to change the Pixie Temp. You cannot remove the battery because it's IP68 waterproof. 41 grams. It conforms with the European norm for temperature tracker in vehicles, which is the EN 12830. So, and as I show you, you can easily mount these either with the adhesive or with the screw-on mounting bracket. We have included in the box a prepaid GSM plan. So the SIM card is included, 500 megabytes of data corresponding to 5 years data with a measurement frequency of 15 minutes. And you can, of course, after the 5 years, buy for more years. And that prepaid plan is valid for 130 countries. So we have a large numbers of countries. Works into Africa, into Asia also. Most countries will work. So we have more than 300 carriers. So whatever. So it works with 2G, 3G, 4G, LTE. So not all countries, but mostly it will work with 2G, 3G, and 4G. Okay. So that is very interesting to have these GPS prepaid plan, because it's going to be easier for your customer They do not have to care about that, and it's going to be also easier for you to have all in the box. So last part of the box is the Thermotrac WebServe account that each customer will be able to get together with the Pixie Track. So it's going to make real-time vehicle tracking. We're going to have the vehicle routes, and of course all the features of Thermotrac WebServe. So alarms by SMS, email notification on Android, can be you can have the graphs, you can have the temperature list, the automated reports, and everything you can have in Thermotrac. We have a demo here. So you can, if you want to do that demo, of course you can use the demo link, but there is also Pixie Track. If you log with that Pixie Track login and password, you land automatically on a map where you're going to have all the vehicles on a map. So here we can see we have two vehicles, two sensors in the north of France, and two sensors in the west of France, in Nantes. We've got the list of all the vehicles here. Okay, and if we click here, we see that one vehicle is green and is okay, and one is red, so must be too hot. If that is too cold, it's going to be blue. So if we click here, we know it's the Renault B, and the last time we had the temperature, it was today at 11:30, and that was 32 degrees C. We have someone on the chat. Will the customer need several Thermotrac license if they have multiple users? No. The license for Thermotrac WebServe goes for each sensor. So here we have 4 sensors. We would need 4 license of Thermotrac WebServe, but whatever we have, one user, 2 users, 10 users, it is the same. It's the license price is per sensor, not per user. So so you can have the quality manager using the system. You can have the driver. You can also share that with the customers. We're going to show you how you can share that with the customers, with the recipients of the groups, but no limit in the numbers of users, and no more, not a single euro more for one more user. Renault B, if I go into the detail, of course you have the graph, just like for any other normal or usual fridge in Thermotrac WebServe, on which you can zoom. Okay, and we have the. Oh, sorry, it's all in French. Let's jump into English. Okay, right. Okay, let's go right back. So we have the route. So we can see that, okay, we have 49 readings here. That's my car, actually. So you can track where I So today at 8:33, I was on that road and it was 4 degrees C. Sorry, I don't know where I've been driving today. Sorry. Okay, right. And that's my vehicles at Proges Plus. So we've got 9 readings because my car is parked right now. And we have all the temperatures in 32 degrees. It's directly on the screen of my car, so therefore you see that like this. So you've got the route, you've got the values, of course. In red it's too hot, in blue it's too cold, in white it's okay. You've got the list of alarms. So it has been pretty cold that night because between 2 o'clock this morning until 8 there was 6 degrees C, of course, and yeah, let's see, you have the graph and you can print that just like for any normal or usual equipment in thermal track. Okay, so for each user, let's say Mr. Pixie, let's say he speaks English, and his preferred homepage is not the list of items, it's the roadmap. So you can check like this. So Mr. Pixie prefer the roadmap when he logs. So therefore, when you log as demo, you see the list of all sensors, including the my fridges. Then you can jump into the list of vehicles. Okay. So depending on the user, you land on your home page. We're going to be the map or the list of items, but it's just the same. Okay. Right. So when the vehicles is parked, you have a lot of data, but we need also to keep track of the vehicles when it is stopped. Okay. Does anyone have a question? No question?
Benoit?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. This is Niels.
Hi, Niels.
Just a short question for understanding concerning the GPS data.
Yes.
Do Pixie get the data from the GPS, from the car GPS? Or
No.
is it collecting the GPS data by themselves?
By themselves.
With a single box?
Yes.
You said you have to plug the Pixie box into the car.
Yes.
Stick, is that for power source?
For power source, yes.
Oh, okay, but
Yes.
it is not necessary that the car has already installed a fleet management system, which is connected over a CPS system. It's a absolutely autonomous working unit with own GPS.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, very good. So the principle of that product means you have a very, very quick solution to start a car monitoring system for special temperature sensitive products, and
Yes.
It stays in the car and it's not in a package, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you just have to, on my car, the OBD socket is just below the fuse box, and I just have to plug it like this, and there's nothing more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you have got any clients for that, or any interested companies which got an interest? And which kind of companies are these? Are these courier services for pharmacies or for food, or what?
Actually, right now we have customers interesting into. We have a big company in dairy industry in Morocco. We are talking about 700 vehicles, so okay. That's for food. And we have had some smaller customers into the courier company for laboratory samples.
Yeah, which were not busy before in that branch, so they got a lot of cars.
Yes.
But they just looking right now for additional cost-attractive temperature monitoring solution.
Yes.
To install further into the car when there is no application.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is that the GPS tracker and the sensor, there's nothing to install. So to physically install by mechanically or something like this. So you don't need the vehicles to go to the garage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it is in most in other countries, but in France, most of people rent their refrigerated vehicles from a company called Petit Forestier. So they are very, very big in France. They have maybe 40-50% of the market in fleet renting cars for refrigerated.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a vehicles, and then after 2, 3, 4 years you change the vehicles. So it's very important for the people to be able to take the GPS tracker and the sensor, and to install that into the new vehicle.
Yeah. So that means if there is no basic installation from the rental company for a monitoring, then it's a very good special thing for the client to do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna use the car, some days they have to be cooled, and some days they are not temperature sensitive. It's very various possibilities.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, thank you very much for this explanation.
Frank is asking if the system is conforms to food legislation. Yes, it is. I mentioned that the Pixie Temp is conforms to EN 12830. That is the norm for data loggers for transportation and storage of fresh and frozen food in Europe. So let's talk about price. So we made it simple with a starter pack for Pixie Track, which includes the GPS tracker, the sensor, and the SIM card. And then you're gonna have the Thermotrack web subscription. So as for the fridges, you can choose between the annual subscription or the permanent subscription. So it's very flexible, and also it's going to be easier for the people to enter into the volume discounted price for Thermotrack WebServe, especially if they already has some fridges or walk-in fridges being coolers being monitored by Thermotrack WebServe. So if we have a dual temperature vehicle, we're going to start. We're going to take one starter pack, one additional Pixie Temp sensor, and 2 Thermotrack WebServe subscriptions. Okay. So the limit per Pixie Track GPS tracker is 4 sensors. So if you have someone with a truck with 4 fridges inside, that can that might happen, especially in the transportation of biological samples. You may have a room temperature part, a refrigerated part, and a -20 part. After 5 years, we need to renew the GSM package, and then we also need to renew the Pixie Temp sensor. Okay. Let's look at the prices. So that is our public prices in euros. We're talking about 268 euros for a starter pack. And if you add a 70 euros for the subscription to Thermotrack WebServe, either annual or permanent, just like the same price. Okay. In most cases, I think, but the future will tell, people will be interested in having a calibration certificate for the logger. So you can have that, and it's going to be the same price than for another sensor or from a thermal button. Okay. So Pixie Track 268, additional Pixie Temp, or after 5 years, 71 euros. In GSM data for 1 additional year is 24 euros. So if you calculate, we calculated that it's with the permanent subscription, we're talking about 8 euros per truck and per year, which is very cheap compared to other systems. Any question?
Benoit,
yes.
The additional Pixie Temp with fixing is 71 euro. Is it the annual fee?
No. It's for 5 years.
The 71 are the costs for 5 years.
Yes.
For one sensor.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So when they need 2 sensors in the car, they have to pay 268 plus 71, and it's all for 5 years.
268 plus 71 plus the subscription to Thermotrack WebServe. So let's say they want to the permanent subscription. So it's going to be 2 times 10 to 210, so 420. Sorry, 420 plus 268 plus 71 divided by 2. Divided by 12, divided by 5. It's 6 euros per vehicle for per sensor per month.
Yeah.
On a period of 5 years.
Yeah, and if they just decide for 1 year, that this is the 24 euro, they can prolong it every year.
Yeah. After the first year.
Okay. In the first 5 years, it's
included into the 268 euros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for what is the permanent subscription?
In Thermotrack WebServe, we have two price models. We have and also customer pay for each sensor every year, and there's volume prices. Some people don't like to pay each year. They want to pay 1 year, one time forever. So it's 3 times the price.
Yeah,
but it's 1 time forever.
Okay, so this means for sure it was a stupid question from my side. These are the web serve costs.
Yeah,
the clients has to pay in addition to the hardware and to the GSM data packages, right?
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
But just imagine that you have a customer who has 2 vehicles, a small one with 2 vehicles, and 10 fridges. It will for the thermal truck web serve, it's going to pay the price for 12 sensors.
Yeah.
So it will directly get the cheaper price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Understood. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. There's no stupid question. Only my answers can be stupid. So any question I would be happy to ask to answer.
Benoit, there
yes?
is a question on the chat from Thor.
Okay. Can the customer change the battery on the Pixie sensor? No, you cannot change the battery. After 5 years, they need to change to buy a new Pixie Temp. Okay, so pay €71 after 5 years. Okay. Okay, right. So some key advantages. That solution is dedicated to cold chain. That is important because you will find on the market, if you Google that, you will find plenty of solutions for fleet management that do very well things like knowing if the driver drives and how long, if there is fuel enough in the truck, if there is high RPM or heavy braking and so on. And when it comes to cold chain, most of them have sensors that you need to physically connect to their device. So it means the vehicles needs to go to the garage, and their application is not done for cold chain. So seeing the graph and getting the reports and export to Excel and everything that you have already in Thermal Truck Web Serve, they don't have. So we have here a solution which is more made for quality managers. So it's very important. Also in the pharmaceutical industry, they have all the important topics of the pharmaceutical industry, like the FDA, CFR 21 Part 11 compliance. So really something which is derivated from Thermal Truck Web Serve. So every advantage of Thermal Truck Web Serve is in the box. The second big advantage is ready to use. There's no sensor installation, no complex GPS installation. We're a one-stop solution provider because we offer the GSM package included, which gives less headache to the customer because they don't need to calculate how much data they will use and there's no surprise. The price they have in the box is the price they're going to pay. So very easy for you and for your customers. And of course, you have all the power of Thermotrack Web Serve, as said before, especially for the tracks. The trucks will have an updated view of their trucks while on the road. So instead of having a screen, dedicated screen for that, they have the screen already into their pocket. They just have to log on the system and get the instant temperature. And also for people who, if the customers have the need of a proof of delivery by the time of delivery, you can imagine having the QR code, sticked on the vehicle, and customer can the recipient can just flash the QR code, and are going to have the temperature like this. So if you like to test on that presentation, you can scan the code, and that's all you need to do. Okay, so it's very convenient for the recipients. We have one more question on the. Can you assign the sensor to a specific box or cooler? Yes. Yes. Let's say if I look on the demo. So actually here you have Renault A and Renault B. It's the two are in my car, and they are in the same vehicle. So you can specifically name each of them and say this is the cool unit, and the other one is the freezing unit, or whatever. Okay. Someone was asking if each Pixie truck has a QR code. Actually not. It's a function of Thermotrack Web Serve that you already have here. In the download section, you can get the QR codes, which download a QR code for all of your sensors already installed. And then you just have to stick these to the fridge or to the vehicle. And then anyone can click on the scan the QR code and gets the temperature. So I don't know if you can try that with your own phone, but I'm gonna do that. I'm not sure you can see that. So. Can see that. No, not me. Okay, so when I click on the QR code, I get the last temperature, and if I click, it's not easy to do that. If I click, then I get to the graph. Okay, and the graph is for the last 24 hours. And this is an access that no one can change, that has the access to the parameters. So even a customer can do that without the risk of having someone seeing or being able to change parameters. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Do we have in the future external sensor for the Pixie to put that into the core of the food? That might be done. There would be two applications for this. There would be the -80 transportation of COVID vaccines, and would be some other yes. That could be done in the future, but I don't know what. I don't know when. Okay. Sorry. Back to the presentation. So okay, so Antoine and I will send you all this presentation to you, and so you will be able to download the links. So the PDF page and the Pixie Track solution on our new website, and the Pixie Track brochure in PDF, the Pixie Temp data sheet on the web, and the GPS tracker also. It's all available on our website, and so you have on the website, in the product section, you have the Pixie Temp logger, and you have the GPS tracker, and on the solution section, you have the Pixie Track whole solution. Okay, and you can download the data sheet at the end of the web page. Okay, so that's all for today. Short, but I think effective.
Hi, good morning. This is Angie from Singapore.
Hello, Angie.
Yeah, sorry, I was on my way to somewhere, so you can't see me. Hi, everyone. I would like to have a question here, or maybe two, is that may I know if the 5 years of so-called battery that we commit to our customer, if it will kind of worn out, or kind of went dead within 5 years, do we give the assurance that we will get a replacement or such, because we cannot change the battery at our site?
So your question is to know, in 5 years, are we sure we get the customer is going to get the replacement? Is that right?
No, I'm saying that if the battery fails within less than 5 years, do we get a replacement for the customer?
Actually,
because it's always very tricky here.
Yes, things with battery is always a very interesting question. Because, well, actually, in our calculation, the battery should last something like until 7 to 9 years. Okay. But I want to be very conservative on this, and I prefer to say 5 years.
Okay, great. Good to hear that. That is our Singaporean style, we don't tell people that this is the best. We have to be beyond that. Yeah. Second question I have here is regarding calibration, because we have a sister company, IsoLab, and they do calibration for the customers, and many a times it comes back to the question of after 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, there's a drift in the readings, and the customer would expect the data logger or the system solution to be so-called adjusted. So my question is that if we do a calibration on these sensors, are we able to access to any adjustments or tuning on the readings?
You can do that on ThermoTrack WebServe. There's a calibration section in the for administrators, so you can enter the calibration value and the sensor value, and it will do the adjustments.
Okay, great. So that's what I can think of. But don't worry about me. I have stopped my car, parked my car, and I'm very safe now. I'm not driving and talking at the same time.
I know in Singapore you cannot do anything against law.
It's too expensive, you know, to have a penalty that you are talking, using your handphone while you're driving. Yeah. Okay, thanks everyone. That's what I have. If I have more questions, then I will send you an email. Thank you very much for the session.
Thank you, Angie.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. Same to you. Yeah. Who was asking that? So the 5 years battery guarantee is for all the temperature range of the lock. Yes, especially for the cold cold temperature. Yes. Do we get after the battery? In the event the battery malfunction, do we get a replacement during the 5 years period? It's difficult to understand that question. I'll tell you in 5 years, Thomas. It's always difficult to reply to that question. As I said, we have conservative about the battery calculation. We've worked with people who have a long experience in that, so we should be able to really meet the 5 years without any problem. Do we have other questions from you guys? We have had lots of questions, but Charmaine, no question?
No, I've got no questions. Thank you so much. I will ask you questions as I go along.
Okay.
Thanks, Benoit.
Okay, right. So yeah, thank you very much for all of you. That presentation, I should maybe have told you before, I've been recorded, so I will send you the link so that you can review that presentation if you like. We're going to send you also the PowerPoint presentation, and we hope that would be the opportunity for you to get new customers or new business by existing customers. And we thank you very much for all of you, and have a nice weekend.